Juliet, and I just wanted to make a really quick little video answering one of the questions that came in to me. It's about how to work with your paranormal. And I made a couple of notes here because I just want to be really, really quick and get this out because I know that at least this one person is waiting. So the first things that I think of is working with altars and shrines. So if you already have an altar practice, maybe finding some visual representations, maybe a little statue, maybe a photograph that you've printed out, this kind of thing, might fit into your altar work. Or you can make a shrine, right, where you are creating a sacred space where you are honoring and giving offerings to and really acknowledging their presence in your life, right? So you would have a nice little shrine that you would visit quite often and regularly and do that kind of work. Of course, there's meditation work. You would bring that into your meditations, bring your animal into your meditations. And journey work, right? So going on shamanic journeys, that's sort of the main way that a lot of people will work with them, but not everybody has a journey practice. So I'm going to just sort of touch on this part a little bit. So if you do go on shamanic journeys, of course, your paranormal is your main guide, your interpreter, sometimes your transportation. They're who you go to ask all the big questions, this sort of thing. And of course, too, in that state, and even in your meditations as well, this is a friendship, this is a relationship, this is, just like with any other friend, we wouldn't just only go to them only when we're asking for something or needing help. So we also give back to them, we take care of them, we bring them things when they are in need of that. So the same thing with your paranormal too. If you're going into a journey, spend some time asking, you can ask how they would like to be honored, that's one, but bring them some fresh water, bring them some food, give them an offering. You can reach into your little magic pocket and find a little offering in there to give to them. You can, maybe scratch somewhere where they can't reach, right? So really making sure that you're not just asking for things all the time. Calling on them, right? In your day-to-day, just in your regular day-to-day, anytime that you are needing to feel more filled up with energy or with vitality, this kind of thing. Maybe you're walking into a situation where you're not really feeling quite safe. You would call on your paranormals to be with you, and this can be done, of course, just quietly in your mind, or you can say it out loud. Maybe you have a prayer, maybe you have an invocation that's dedicated to them that you would recite when you really are wanting them close. Or it can be very simple as just like, thanks for being with me right now, right? This, when I first began my path with shamanism, my teacher told me this story that is really stuck in my head ever since. And this story was, somebody had told it to her, and it goes that, the classic situation of a woman in an underground parkade and two unsavory looking fellows coming towards her with intent that seemed quite obvious was not to her benefit. And I don't know if it was allowed or in her mind, but she called on her paranormals to come and be with her. And immediately, if I remember it correctly, there were two tigers, and these two tigers came. She could see them in her mind's eye right beside her, and the two fellas turned and left and changed their minds. So, I had a story where I was walking along a busy road, went to go and cross at a crosswalk where, cars were not not known to stop and honor the pedestrians. And as I was walking up to this crosswalk in my mind, I just asked actually I think it was a body protector I had at the time, but same idea. I just had this, I asked them to be with me, and I had this vision of them actually coming and walking in front of me and standing at the crosswalk just like a moment before I got there. And sure enough, all the cars stopped before I was even there. So sometimes these situations in our day-to-day actually really give quite a nice confirmation that, we're not just making all this up, that there's actually, quite an effect in our day-to-day world, which is the point. Let's see here. And I do want to make a little note too that, when we're working with our power animals, it's pretty easy, especially if they present themselves looking the same, they have the same energetic feel to them. It's pretty easy to fall into this thought that it is one spirit. Maybe we want to give them a name, or we want to, we feel like it's the same one animal. And that's not, as far as I know, that is not how it works. In my experience, what I've been taught, all these things, your power animal is not one spirit guide. It is the essence of that whole entire species. So, you don't just have one elephant as your guide. It is elephant, right? So the force or the power, the medicine of that entire species, not just one. I also have in here too, dancing, right? So sometimes, especially if you are a regular dancer, you have a dance practice, you might invite your power animal to come and merge with you just enough so you can feel how they might want to move, right? And so then you can dance your power animal as a way of, getting to know them a little better. It's a way to honor them, and it gives them the experience of having form, right? So they don't have a body, but we do. And so if we can invite them in just enough that we can feel how they might want to move and allow our bodies to respond in that way, that is another really, really lovely practice, a way to work with them. Researching them. So, I'm not talking here about, you can do this, of course, but I'm not directly talking about researching your totem animal or your power animal's meanings on Google or in a book. That is fine too. I'm talking about researching their species in this sort of realm. So if your animal is spider, maybe looking at how spiders live. What do they do? What is their day-to-day? Because there can be quite a lot of messaging in there. A classic one that I like to share is when spiders build a web, they bring in their supports first thing, right? So if we look at it like, oh, what would this medicine be for me? Bringing in my supports, anchoring my supports. And then they start in the center and they build outwards. They build their home, they build their life, they weave their existence, but they start in the center. They start right with themselves, right in their home, right in the center, and they slowly build out from there, and they're, touching in with their supports all along the way as they go. So that's some great wisdom just by looking at how they live their day-to-day lives. But it's also an honoring to them. We care, we're interested, it's showing, again, this reciprocal relationship. Wearing clothing or jewelry. These things also keep their messaging and their presence top of mind for us. But again, too, it's also a nice honoring. It's like, we can feel something every time we see them, like, yes, thank you. We're having this little internal dialogue or an energetic interplay every time we see, the ring on our finger or our favorite t-shirt or whatever with their image on it. Some other things too, or even just setting your cell phone background to be, a nice photo of them that you find on the internet or something. Don't steal one though. Use one that's like free usage rights, copyright free. And let's see. And also too, often when we find that we have a power animal, something that's new to us particularly, but also just when we need reminders of the medicine that they're bringing, the messages that they have for us, we'll see them. We'll often see them either in regular day-to-day, and depending on where you live, you might be running into bears a lot, or you might be having spiders come along a lot, or maybe your power animal is a unicorn or some other mythical beast, right? And so then you see them in artwork around, or maybe on other people's t-shirts or a hat or something like that. And so every time you see that, you're also being reminded of the medicine and the messages that they have for you. So that's all I have right now. This is a huge topic, of course, and in the fall, so in October, I do offer every year, I offer an introduction to shamanism where we retrieve power animals and we begin to work with them. And I go really much more into depth about how we can work with them and your relationships with them, and why we would want one in the first place. So, if you want to take that deeper, definitely come and join us in October. All right, have a great day. Bye.